When the grand reopening of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris took place in December 2024, millions around the world watched, as one of the most iconic symbols of Christianity and French heritage was restored to its former glory. However, there was one notable absence at the celebration: the Pope. Despite being invited by the President of France, Pope Francis did not attend the event, leaving many to wonder why. Was it a matter of political diplomacy, personal health, or something deeper? To understand the Pope's absence, we must consider a combination of practical, personal, and spiritual factors that shaped his decision. French President Emmanuel Macron reacted diplomatically to Pope Francis, declining his invitation to attend the reopening of Notre Dame Cathedral, which had been restored following the devastating 2019 fire. Macron expressed immense pride in the restoration efforts, highlighting the project as a significant achievement for France and those who worked on it. He described the restoration as the construction project of the century and praised the workers for their dedication, stating that their efforts brought immense pride to the nation. Macron's focus remained on celebrating the reopening, emphasizing its importance for French heritage and culture. The event was marked by a sense of national accomplishment, rather than disappointment over the Pope's absence. The reopening ceremony was attended by prominent figures, including the Archbishop of Paris, and featured various commemorative events. The grand reopening of Notre Dame Cathedral on December 8, 2024, was a highly anticipated event that drew the attendance of notable international figures, including representatives from UNESCO, European political leaders, and cultural dignitaries. Their responses were overwhelmingly positive, emphasizing the triumph of restoration efforts over adversity. UNESCO representatives highlighted the cathedral's symbolic importance as a World Heritage Site, praising the meticulous work that preserved its historical integrity while incorporating modern safeguards. European leaders underscored Notre Dame's role as a shared cultural and spiritual treasure, with several expressing admiration for the collaborative efforts that made the reopening possible. Cultural figures and dignitaries described the restored cathedral as a testament to human creativity and resilience, with the newly revealed interiors and liturgical enhancements leaving a profound impression. The updated presentation of relics, including the crown of thorns, received particular acclaim for its innovative and reverent design. Notre Dame Cathedral, located on the Isle de la Cité in Paris, is one of the finest examples of Gothic architecture, and an enduring symbol of both Paris and the Catholic Church. Construction began in 1163 under Bishop Maurice de Sully during the reign of King Louis VII. The cathedral was built to replace an older church and serve as a center for the growing power and influence of Paris. Its design introduced innovative elements of Gothic architecture, such as flying buttresses, ribbed vaults, and large stained glass windows, with the iconic rose windows becoming a hallmark of the cathedral's design. The cathedral's primary purpose was religious, and it became the setting for important liturgical events, including royal weddings and coronations. It was here that King Henry VI of England was crowned in 1431, solidifying Notre Dame's political and religious significance in medieval Europe. Throughout the centuries, Notre Dame witnessed many pivotal moments in French and Christian history. During the French Revolution, the cathedral suffered significant damage, as revolutionaries sought to rid France of royal and religious symbols. Statues were beheaded, and the cathedral itself was repurposed into a temple of reason. However, its religious importance was restored in the 19th century, largely due to the efforts of writer Victor Hugo, whose novel The Hunchback of Notre Dame 1831 reignited public interest in the cathedral. This led to a major restoration project under architect Eugene Viollet-le-Duc. In April 2019, Notre Dame Cathedral was struck by a devastating fire that destroyed its roof and iconic spire, which had been designed by Viollet-le-Duc. The fire sent shockwaves through the world, not only because of the cathedral's architectural beauty, but also because of its symbolic role as a cultural and spiritual beacon. The French government, along with international donors, pledged millions of dollars for the restoration of the cathedral, recognizing its importance not just to France, but to the world's cultural heritage. The restoration was extensive, requiring meticulous work to preserve the building's historical integrity, while modernizing certain elements for safety and conservation. The goal was to return Notre Dame to its original splendor, while ensuring its longevity for future generations. In December 2024, the cathedral reopened to the public after 5 years of restoration work, a moment celebrated as much for its historical and spiritual significance as for the resilience shown by the French people and the global community. Notre Dame is not just a place of architectural beauty, it is also a spiritual and cultural landmark. For centuries, it has been the seat of the Archbishop of Paris and the site of key liturgical events. The cathedral also houses important religious relics, including the crown of thorns which draws thousands of pilgrims each year. The cathedral is a symbol of French identity and a cultural touchstone, representing the country's history, art, and Christianity. It also serves as a reminder of the Gothic architectural revolution, which influenced countless buildings in Europe and beyond. Its universal significance extends beyond France, making it a focal point of global cultural heritage. The 2024 reopening was not just about celebrating the physical restoration of the cathedral, but also about reaffirming its role as a symbol of hope, resilience, and faith in a time of change and uncertainty. The event marked the triumph of the human spirit over adversity and the enduring power of sacred places to inspire and unite people across time and space. Notre Dame Cathedral remains one of the most important and recognizable landmarks in the world. From its grand construction in the 12th century to its near destruction in 2019, the cathedral's history is intertwined with the history of Paris and the Catholic Church itself. Its reopening in 2024 symbolizes both the physical restoration of a beloved structure and the ongoing cultural and spiritual legacy that it represents. The cathedral's significance transcends the boundaries of religion and geography, marking it as a true treasure of human achievement and faith. The Pope had already made it clear in public statements and a press conference prior to the event that his absence was primarily due to health reasons and the heavy demands of his papal schedule. At 87 years old, Pope Francis has had to adapt to the limitations that come with advancing age. The Vatican has emphasized that while he remains deeply committed to his spiritual and pastoral duties, international travel for such high-profile events can be physically taxing. Pope Francis' absence reflects the evolving nature of papal engagements. Unlike in the past, where papal presence at events was often expected as a symbol of unity, today the Pope is more selective in his travels, due to both health and logistical challenges. The Vatican's priorities, including global issues such as peace, poverty, and the environment, sometimes take precedence over ceremonial duties. The Pope expressed great admiration for the restoration of Notre Dame and its symbolic importance. He chose to convey his blessing through a message, delivered by Cardinal Pietro Parolin, his Secretary of State, instead of attending in person. Pope Francis' absence might also point to a broader trend within the Catholic Church in recent years, where emphasis is placed on humility and the avoidance of excessive pomp. By choosing not to attend such a high-profile event, Pope Francis subtly reinforced his message of simplicity and pastoral focus. His decision aligns with his ongoing efforts to reshape the image of the papacy in a more humble, service-oriented light.